first of all, do y'all have any questions about what I had talked about last week? And then after that, have you all begun to either look at, if you already have your profile, look at it, see if everything is up to par, or begin the process of getting it in place or anything like that? Anyone?
So I reached out to the Google support.
Okay.
I'm still having that trouble, and I sent a chat. My mic on my laptop is not the greatest if y'all can't hear me very well. So they sent me back a phone number I have to call when I'm actually at the showroom.
Okay, right.
Where my thing is, and then I'll call them. So I was like, oh, I have not done that yet.
Okay, and they one of the reasons they instituted that is there a bit because I believe Robbie was on last week and she asked about if she should do a PO box. They hate PO boxes because even though you may have a business at a PO box, they don't like that. That's why, like I had said, I had mentioned to you last week about Regis, and then you also it's just really like a WeWork or an office sharing space and having suites. They would rather do that and so they want to verify that everybody that's applying for this is a real business, and they just don't have a website using a PO box as a front, and so that's why they're having you do that. But yeah, and that's the easiest and the fastest way. Honestly, I would like for them to do all businesses that way instead of the postcard that take weeks. If you could just call in and verify, that happens in hours. So that's
I mean, and the postcards, maybe they get lost.
Yep.
Too many things happen.
Yes.
Melissa, you're breaking up quite a bit.
Yeah, I typed in the chat. My laptop speaker is not great, and my Bluetooth is dead.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Did you want to call in?
How do I do that?
There's a call in. Let me grab the number. Because you can just call in from your phone too, and then you can mute yourself and your computer, and maybe give you a bit. Hold on, let me see. If it gives me the whole thing.
Hey, Maria.
No, it's just a link. Let me grab I have to get out of here quick. You guys keep talking. I'll find
okay. Share it. So have you all had a chance to look over your profile? Now you're muted or
okay.
Is that better?
Okay, that works. Yes. That works.
I just select a different microphone.
Okay. So I did look at the profile. I checked everything. It looked pretty good. I changed our hours.
Good deal. Did you change it just generally, or did you change it for Thanksgiving?
Well, I already had things. Yeah, I think you know what? They already had Thanksgiving hours in there. I don't know.
Did he? Okay.
He did. You maybe put them in already. I don't know.
That was years ago, probably.
But I did. I've done that before though. I've put in hours. But anyway, I really didn't change anything.
You just tweaked it a little.
It was pretty much all okay.
Okay, good deal.
We I guess the only question we have some questions on this Google Analytics because we were already set up on the old, and then I didn't realize that, so I started setting up from scratch, and then now we're not really sure.
No, I deleted what you did, so.
Oh, you deleted what I did.
so
he wasn't around.
Yeah, my question. We had an old UA account.
Okay.
And they automatically set you up at GA4.
They had switched it over if you didn't do it manually. Right.
Yes, yeah. And there's some
that may be Melissa as
Maybe
she's
Melissa needs
calling
to
in.
mute the
Yeah.
computer. Right?
Oh my god.
Bottom
I
left
don't know how to
corner.
do this.
Check mute at the bottom left corner.
You are here.
There.
I did that. I overrode. Let did Melissa, you and I can chat in the chat, figure out which number you have to call, but I think it should be.
No worries. Okay, so Jason, then we have a Wix-based site.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I watched some of Google's videos, and then on Wix, you get into the dashboard and there's an SEO and integrations check, and it shows that we're hooked to Google. But when I, hang on one second, see if I can find it again, so that I'm talking about the right thing. When I click on the integrations, it says we're connected to Google Analytics, but when I view it, it doesn't tell me whether the tag is an old UA or it's a new GA4, and I don't know where to find that on where to look up that tag. I try to click it, but it didn't take me through to anything. So I guess that's my only thing. I just want to make sure it's, my website's using the right tag so that Google Analytics 4 is collecting data.
Yeah, you can go to analytics.google.com.
Got it.
Log in.
Yep.
Log in. And then if you can see information, like if you can on the left-hand side, if you can see information that is collecting, you're good.
Okay.
If you log in and you see errors, then there's an issue. But if you can see it's collecting information, then that's really all. And we're not gonna go over this month on how to read all this, because that's a little more, because we're gonna have a month just on analytics, just to show you how to read and what you really need to be looking at. But I had wanted everybody to at least have it on their website, because for anyone new who does not have it on, it's going to take honestly about a month, to 45 days for it to begin to collect all of the real data that you need. So that's why I just wanted you to have it on this month, but then we're going to go over how to read and understand all of that in the future once everybody in here actually has it on their site and they actually have the data.
Okay, so when I go to analytics, it shows two properties. It has my old one and it's got a new one. And when I click on the new GA4, it does have data in there. So it's
you're good.
Captured.
You're good.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
And then
as long as it's reading the data, that's really all. And if it was in there the wrong way, you would have an error in there saying it's not reading right or not, not able to collect the information. So.
Got it. And then the other thing I did was Wix has an SEO checklist that I just pulled up, and there was one critical thing. They didn't have our Google profile linked to the Wix, which I took care of. So now that two are linked. So
good deal.
Okay.
See,
that's it.
You have a pro over there helping you out.
I know,
so
Steve.
You don't need me. You got him.
I don't know what's important. You're the one who knows what's important. I can get us into trouble real fast.
Yeah, and then I don't know what's going on, because then I just leave the room, because then it's not good for us.
Okay.
And I want to know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. And Kim, did you have do you already have the profile? Have you started to set it up?
So I actually just did the training. I was out of town last Friday. So we have that's what I'm trying to figure out. We have a company that manages our Google stuff. Okay. But so we have a company that manages our Google stuff and does like our social media, which I do have some issues, and I'll have a question about that later. And then we have another company that manages our website. So I'm just trying to figure out who's doing what and is anything talking. Because like this, yes, with the Google Analytics, I'm just trying to get a base understanding of everything that should be happening so that I can make sure things are happening.
Okay. What you need to make sure from the company that you have control over your analytics account. And if you do not, they need to make you as an owner over it, because you need to, no matter who you're working with, you need to have control of data. Okay.
Okay.
So
Because I know that they provide us with reports, but I'm guessing they just pull the reports right from there. But then I was like, well, how do I go and change hours? How do I, because I doubt they're doing that. But and that was part of wanting to do this for me, this designers discussions, just to have a understanding of what a baseline expectation should be. Is it something that we should be managing ourselves, or, are the people we're hiring to do it doing it correctly?
Yeah, what you can have them manage it. That's fine, but you need to have control of it.
Okay.
That's what you need to make sure that you have control. So make sure after this call or sometime next week that you have a conversation with them, that you have control of the analytics, that you are the owner of it. They shouldn't be the owner, because if anything happens, you have to let them go, or anything happens, you want to be the owner of it. Because if not, because I've seen too many times when a marketing agency leaves a company and they own the property, it's a hard time getting that over and getting control of that. So you just want to make sure while you're happy with them and then, and all that that you actually
make sure that we're owning it. Okay, that's a great question to know. Yes, I guess I don't know if this is the right time to ask a question. So we've had a Facebook account that's been managed by the same company, but the way Facebook is, it has to be attached to a personal account, and somehow it got hacked. So everybody is completely locked out of it. Have you ever run into that before?
Yes, that happens. What account was it tagged to? Was it a tag to you?
It was attached to my husband.
Okay. And which account was his? Was the company account hacked, or was his personal account hacked?
The company account was hacked. He can still access his personal, but the company he is completely locked out of, and there's no way to get. Basically, we've just been told you have to start over.
How much before you go there? Facebook now has they used to be they have improved on this, where they have, with the company accounts, they have where you can email them through Facebook Business Manager. So you have to go through Facebook Business Manager. You can actually email them, and you can have a conversation with one of the support and then explain to them what happened. Now, this is a process. It won't happen. It's not like live chat. So it's going to be an email sent. They're going to reply to understand what the issue is, to see if they can get you back access to the account. Have you all tried to do that?
I know he's tried multiple times to try and figure out how to talk to somebody or contact somebody. It's just been roadblock after roadblock. So I'm just trying to figure out, is it worth our time to keep trying to recover this original account, or just to start fresh?
Let me ask you, with the account, how many people have actually liked the account, engaged with the account, and how many posts do you have out there right now?
I don't think it's a ton. It's just been, the company that's been managing it has just been, kind of doing, we provided some photos, and so they just do kind of I haven't been super happy with it anyway. Kind of just basic things you might see on any remodeler's post. I was just pulling it up on my phone to see what. So it's not like we had a huge following on Facebook, so I wasn't overly worried about if we were starting over.
Okay. If there's not a lot of engagement, there's not a lot out there, yes, you can start over. But when that happens, you want to make sure that you do it through a Facebook Business Manager account, which you will automatically have access to. But once you have that established, what you want to do is you want to add a few owners on the account. So you'll have your
Okay.
husband as an owner. You want to add you as an owner, and if there's anybody else. So if one account gets hacked, it does not hurt the actual
Okay.
business account.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, that's super helpful, and that was another thing too. When I listened to the training, you were talking about making sure your name is the same across all platforms, and it wasn't the same. So I think this is a good opportunity just to like start fresh with the exact same name that's on our Google, especially our Google listing. So because we do have a pretty strong, well, on Google listing, and our reviews are great. So, and we have quite a few. So I want to stick with that.
Okay. And see, this is the beauty of the group, honestly, because even though we're going to have a month just on social media, you can ask any question anytime. So even though,
sorry if I went off topic, but I was just like, it's something I've been working on for the last few weeks, trying to figure out, and just wanting to throw in the towel on it. So
okay,
but I can't. So
that brings up something I think good for us too. Just I don't know if we have more than me for an owner on our account, so I should figure out how to do that, how to add you as an owner as well.
It helps just in November, because what happened, no, and not to, but just if anything happens, like you're on the plane and get lost, it's just like having to recover a lot of these accounts when there's only one owner. It happens, but it's just easier to get access to all of this stuff if you have somebody else, and if you have either your wife or husband is also helping you out, it just helps that they have access to,
Yeah. Is there an easy way to add an owner? Is that through settings somehow, or profile, or
which now are we on social media? Or are you talking about SEO? We're Facebook. Okay, so you want to head to your business manager account. So you want to head to business.facebook.com, and so that should be tied to the company Facebook account. And so while you're on there, if you want to share your screen, I can actually walk.
I don't know if I've got it set up as a business account or not. That's a good question.
Okay.
When I reset mine up,
there we go.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Is it separate from your personal account, or is it just its own entity?
That's its own entity, and that's really over the business. So that's the business account. So that's why I said once you set up the new page, try to do everything through that, because that it almost helps to silo what's happening on your personal accounts. So if anything happens on the personal account, it doesn't have as much effect on the business account.
Yeah.
I guess I thought like it had to be attached to a personal, but if I'm hearing you correctly, it does not have to be attached to a personal.
Once you create that business account and you create the other owners, you can take your personal out at that point, because it's owned by multiple. So at that point, so that's why they did that. That's one of the reasons Facebook did that, because Google has had this forever. Like the MCC account, if you ever heard, and we're going to talk about PPC in the future also, but like MCC accounts are accounts that a lot of agencies have to manage a lot of their clients under. An owner, you can have your own MCC account where you can have different accounts under them. Facebook I think this has been within like right around 2018, 19, they did that on the business manager account, where they have that for all of the business accounts now too, because they see it actually silos what happens on the personal side from the business side, and it helps you not have one hurt the other,
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you want to?
Yeah. I could share a screen and we could check this real quick if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, you should be able to share. Yeah.
Okay. So if you head to settings, down all the way left hand at the top. Yep. See, now you have the people. So you can actually add someone on
Okay, so
from
I can
here.
myself.
Yeah, because I'm on that.
Got it.
Okay.
I set it up.
Yeah, so you can
Like
add,
teenagers.
yep, and you can add them on from there.
Oops.
Do it through what it can either be done that way, it could be done through your email, the email that you have with Facebook.
Do it later.
Yeah, I can
We
work
can do-
out
we can
later
do it
too.
later.
We don't.
Yeah, yeah. So you can either add it through there, or if it does not work through the email, you could go through the actual profile, that ID, and put that ID in as well, and then
Okay.
add it back. But that is how you add.
Okay. I'll work.
Yeah, that's
I'll
how
work
you add.
through it. I'll figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, so that's how you add it. So getting back to the topic of the month on SEO. So now that most of us have the accounts, now we need to talk about actually creating the content. So, like I had talked about, one of the homework was actually having you create the posts. So, and like I said, if you spend about an hour a month, that's really all you need to spend. And if you looked at the template that I had there, it has the topic idea. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, and Miriam got on me last week about this and not mentioning this, is with the PR. When we talk about the links, PR links mean just as much, if not more, than a lot of the website links that come in as well. And I just didn't put that on there, so that was on me. Miriam got on me and got
I
chastised.
had to remind him. I said, "Can you please?"
So yeah, so the media links that what we had talked about last month. Once you begin to get all of the media placements, if not all media, not all of the media you receive will allow you to link back to the site, but you can ask if they can. That helps out a lot. That helps out a lot. So, but in terms of the post that the template that I shared last week, and where we had the different categories where you can have either, talk about the services, talk about the community, whatever. That really, honestly, you should not need to spend more than about an hour on that a month, just creating and looking at what happened, the past month, what type of projects you worked on, if you did, you know, any type of community service. If you haven't never talked about people at the organization, like the owners, any of your staff members, you can highlight one of them once a month or once every other month or something like that. Or just to have, so you can have an image of either the project, the people, the community service, and then a description on that, highlighting some of the keywords, and just do 4 of them so you can schedule it out. Because you can schedule it out and or just remind yourself to post that once a week, and so that's really all you need to do. I see some confused faces over there. You're
Are we talking posting? Are we talking posting like just on like Facebook? Like, is this the content we're creating?
This is specifically for Google Business Profile.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm confused about that, to be honest. How do you post onto Google Business Profile?
So let me ask you specifically, Kim, since you have somebody managing it, are they actually posting to?
I don't know that they are. So that's another
Okay.
question I need to ask them. Are they posting to Google Business?
So
Okay. No, go ahead, Shem.
so when I post, I just post, where do I grab it from? Where is Google? I can't remember what it says.
You do it, Howard.
I don't know
This
where.
is Wix.
Yeah, I don't know where we are.
You're
I want to get into like Google. I just pick like where do I do it? How do I do it? Your business on Google. I don't. I don't know what, no, I don't know what I do, but anyway, I do post. Add photo, do I do that? No.
There's an option in there, and in the homework we had in there how to post. There should be an option to post, and it can either be from the image side.
Okay. I do remember.
Used to be what's new. That's how, or what product. I think like oh, you know what I do? I go down here. I just under on the sidebar, I just put add update.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
that's fine.
and then I just add a project, and then I just say new kitchen remodel in Woodbury, and then I just post it. I don't.
Okay.
I'm supposed to say more.
I love everything that you did about the adding the image, but the description, I need you to be a little more specific.
Okay.
So on that, when you say new project, wait, what did you say? So you said new project in where?
Woodbury.
Okay, now that's good because you actually had the location. So that's
I always say location, so I thought I was pretty good because I was already
okay. That's
nobody
good.
told me that.
Yeah, so you
now,
just come here and you click.
I just click add update. Didn't know where else to do it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's you could do it from there. Now in there, when you have the description, you said new project. What type of project is it?
New kitchen remodel in Woodbury is what I usually say, or new bathroom remodel, or that's it. That's all.
Okay, and what did you do with the project? Like, did you do flooring? Did you do cabinetry?
The whole thing.
It's a whole kitchen.
It's a whole kitchen remodel.
Like right, but all right, we know, but you need to explain. Like, okay, what did you do?
Okay, we replaced. So you want me to say everything? Replace cabinets. With. Do you want like how much description do you?
Looks like there's 1,500 word possibility.
More so in terms of cabinet, if you could say the type of cabinet, like if you can name drop.
Holiday kitchen cabinet.
Cambria? Did you like if you can name drop? Yeah. Did you Kohler because and why I'm having you name drop because these are the type of keywords that the end user may type in to find you.
Got it.
Okay.
Jason, I was going to ask, wouldn't you want it to be the user-based language like kitchen remodel or new cabinets or like those types of words? Because I don't think most people would say something like fix a face frame, right? That's like industry language, right?
Right.
Right. So I think a lot of people would say stuff like white shaker cabinet kitchen remodel because they're looking also for style and color palette because like the number one searches that happen on the internet that are for our industry is basically paint colors. And and I think that would get you a lot of a broader audience of people than using like, we did new flooring. I would say something like beautiful white oak herringbone floors. Like I would use words that they're using to search on Pinterest instead.
Yeah, exactly. And if you could name drop a product line, like I said, a Cambria, a Kohler, or anything like that in there, like this is what we use. That's something else that I typed in.
Okay, so it needs to be more descriptive.
Right. It doesn't have to be a novel. Don't know. If you could do anything about a paragraph of short, like about 4 or 5 sentences, that's really, and if you can do that 4 times for each of the things, that's really all you need to do.
Could you reuse the pictures? Could you reuse the picture?
Do I reuse pictures?
Or can you?
Yeah, can you reuse pictures or does that count against you if it's the same image again?
If I would say yes, but try not to have it within the same few months. Like if you have one, try not to use it for like about a quarter. So about 3-4 months later. Yeah.
I try not to reuse, but then I do every once in a while come to a dry spot. I'm like, I don't know, I'm just gonna go back and look.
Well, I would think that you could vignette it. Like say if you have a full kitchen like this, you could do half of the island and the light fixture and, or an appliance and directly talk about, countertop appliance, or, you could have the photo and then you could crop it and have just the sink and the faucet and talk about like why, the faucet and the sink. And then you could have panned over here and it could be the hood and the range. So you might even be able to use the same exact photograph, but you just zoom in and turn it into 3 images.
Is that helpful if you do multiple pictures? Do people, I mean, I don't know.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Mentally, they can process more limited. They can process more limited resources better than they can a whole space. Even though they do want to see the whole space picture, they would rather process details.
Okay, and so then each picture you can put your detail, because each picture has a description, right?
Yeah.
Right, if you do it. Am I right about that?
Well, on the post, you only need to really have one for it.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need to have, but for the picture, you need to name it. So you need to name because remember what I had talked about with the actual image, you need to name it. Yeah, you need to. So not because most of the times when you have a picture, it's gonna be image 1, or it's gonna be if it came from a professional photographer,
it's numbered.
Numbered. So yeah, you want to name the picture. Yeah.
And the picture name having a descriptive name. White shaker kitchen.
Where do you name that on? I don't understand that.
Like, so what do you use? Do y'all do when y'all get the images? Do y'all have any image editing software or anything?
Name. When you upload it, the file should be named.
Okay.
Yeah, that, and if you can alt tag it as well. If you have, do y'all have anything like Canva, Photoshop, anything like that? Because you can get into the image and actually alt tag and change the alt tag, description of it. And so you can add that in there as well. Because that's how, because remember when I went through the exercise last week where I said type in, cabinet in my area, and they click on image as opposed to information, the images pop. That's how the images pop up. Is from the alt tag description and the actual description of the image name. That's how it pops.
Do you understand that?
I think so. I think so.
Okay, let me.
So I'm gonna write this down. Naming the photos, because we'll look at it. I mean, we'll look at it, and then if we have questions, we can ask next time. I don't want to try to dig into that with everybody right now.
Every photo should have a name, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And here's why. Let me share my screen. So I'm gonna type in kitchen remodel. I'll just say North Carolina. Usually when you do a search, this is what pops up. But if you was to click on images, you'll see all these images pop up. How these images pop up is if you have the image name. And if you have it, and so this is where you want to name it, where you had talked about, you had named the project in the location. You can say kitchen remodel city name or whatever. Or if you zoomed in to a certain aspect of the countertop or of the flooring, the type of flooring it is, city name, because that may be typed in. And if they click on images, because a lot of the time, because you have to get in the mind of a homeowner, a lot of the times they're going to look at images to give them inspiration.
Right.
And if they come across your picture and they click on it, it may go to your website.
Yeah.
Jason, maybe talk about the difference between the image name and the alt tags, because those are two different things at two different levels. And I think that's where part of the confusion is coming in.
All right, so let me hold on, let me stop and get an image so I can show you get one of ours. Images. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to get a good image. Okay. Okay, let me share my screen again. So if you was to just right click on any of the images and hit on property, you can automatically change the name of the image here. Okay. Now I have Photoshop. I don't know what you all have, but if you go into Photoshop, you can also change. There's an option to change the alt tag of it. If you do not have either like a Photoshop or I'm trying to think some other, it will take an image editing software. If you do not have it, don't worry about it. The main thing you want to change is the image name and what you have in here, and just name that, kitchen remodel, Austin, Texas, or something like that. And that's how that image will end up in that search I just did. Okay. But if you have Photoshop or whatever, you can get into all of the data of the image and change the alt tag. But like I said, if you don't have it, don't worry about it. Just only worry about changing it here, which you can change this from any computer. Just right click on it, and then you'll have the description, and then you can change the name. And so, like I said, all of the names and then I had went here because this is how we had named it for the views, just for the rendering. When you get the image, either from if you take it on your own camera from a professional photography, it's going to either be a number, it's going to be like image, whatever you want to change that to a short description, not longer than about 150 characters, no more than 150 characters. Short, sweet, to the point, and then have the location. And then that's how you'll end up, like I said, here. That's how, because a lot of the time your images can end up here before your website is even ranking for that same term.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So does it automatically, like when you look at this screen, does our name automatically come up with the picture? If I named the picture kitchen remodel, would my name come up? Would Russell Remodelers come up too?
Or do you if they click on it, it's going to have here where it is, and then it's going to wherever. If that image is either on your website or something like that, when I hit visit, it's going to go to the origin of that image.
So you have to have it on so the pictures that you post on Google have to be on our website?
Well, you can have them on your Google Business profile too.
We'll take them to our Google Business profile.
Yeah.
Okay. Or to your website, wherever the origin of the image is going to take it there.
So
you have to have the image somewhere. Yeah.
Yes.
So do I go back and name all the pictures that I posted on Google already that I don't have named? Is that stupid, or is that?
No, it's not. And I would say don't overwhelm yourself. I would say short answer, yes, but it does not have to be done tomorrow. So take your time, and I would say look at all of the images you have on your website, all of the images you have on your Google Business profile, and say which ones are recent,
right,
and which ones do either we have, if we have media coverage on it. So you want to prioritize if you have a lot of images on it, because like I said, this could take a while. And like I said, do not overwhelm yourself. This does not have to be done. There's no speed in terms of when this has to be complete. But you should complete it because over time it will pay off. But you don't have to do it tomorrow. You don't have to do it next week. You don't have to do it this year. But just but just have it as a plan to, yes, over time, I want to rename. And so this helps you for any new project you have from here on out. You now know this is what you need to do.
Okay.
But over time, you want to also get all of the other images that are on your website and on all these other places renamed as well. Okay, so do not overwhelm yourself because I know you may have hundreds of pictures out there. This does not have to be done tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
And the alt tags and things like that are easy on the website. I can edit those through the website.
Right. Yes.
But on posting for Google, you have to do it on the image itself. So we have software of some sort. I don't know if we have Photoshop.
And a lot, if you, I'm not for sure, as honestly, it should have it on Wix as well. But on WordPress, when you upload the image, you can actually change the name and the alt tag right there.
Yeah.
And
Wix too.
Okay, so honestly, you can just head to the back end of your website, go to all of the images, and when you click on the image and it opens it up, it's going to have all of the data and all that, so you can change it right. But like I said, do not overwhelm yourself.
Got it.
Yeah, just
I'm following him.
Okay. You can interpret when we're done because I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
I'm going to do it. So
yeah, don't overwhelm yourself. I would say you want to prioritize which of the images do you think are going to actually get the most search. Now, if it's an image like about 10 years old, I wouldn't worry as much about it now.
Right.
But if it's anything like within the last year, within the last year, and or if there's any hot themes or topics in your area, like if they're talking about and I like to use name brands. If they're talking about a lot of Cambria, type products, if they're talking about a lot of Kohler type products, if you have any projects or images that have that in there, you may want to prioritize that because that may be searched more now than anything else.
Yeah. No, that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. So, like I said, do not overwhelm yourself. All right. So with the posts, once you add in the image, add in the description, like I said, once you get in the habit, and I had the template out there just to help you, but you could either use that template, you could create your own. But once you get in a habit, honestly, all you need to do is, like I said, iron out about an hour a month that either at the beginning of the month or the end of the month, you could take stock of either, if it's at the beginning of the month, what happened last month? What do I want to highlight on the Google Business profile? Whether it be, like I said, one of the new projects you have, or it could be a project that's in progress. It doesn't always have to be a completed project. You can have in progress images, just to show that, just to show what your process is like, either an installation happening, either a demolition happening, either, talking to a client, taking them to the showroom, showing them products at the time, because you can highlight certain products. So anything like that, take stock of. If you haven't ever highlighted any of your team, this may be the start of highlighting team members, saying, we just hired somebody, or if you have like employee of the month, I don't know if you have that, but anything like that, or highlighting the owner, or, anything like that, just to have people, end users, get to know who you are, know who the company is and who they are. If you had any community service activities happen, if you help the homeless, hopefully you have images of that. If you do not, from now on, when you do community service, take images. So you can show homeowners that you are involved in a local community. But either at the beginning of the month, look at what happened last month, or at the end of the month, look at what happened in the month. It should, just after you have done this for about 2 or 3 times, it should take no more than an hour to say, okay, these are the 4 items, or we want to highlight for next month or for this month. What are the images that best represent that? Short description, write that up, and post. That's it.
So Jason, how do you feel about using, or do you use the same content for Google My Business and Facebook? Because it's very similar, right? The types of things that you would talk about. And I'm just thinking in terms of efficiencies, right? So you don't have to create different content for all these different channels. That gets to be a lot.
Okay. And when we get into the social media month, that was one of the things I'll talk about, is that everything I told you to do for Google Business Profile, you can overlap on. Mm-hmm. Honestly, if you're doing blogs, that's something else that could be a part of the Google Business Profile, because with every blog, you should have an image for the blog, whether it's 1 image, 2 image, whatever that image is, you can put that image. That can be one of the posts of the month, is just highlighting. If you have a blog, you could do a short description about an overview of what the blog is about. Have the image, name the image, and then have a short description of the blog, and then direct. And if they click on it, it'll direct them to the blog that's on your website.
Yeah.
How do you know that? How do you know that's going to happen?
When you do the
it's
post,
magic.
So Jason, when you do the post, if it's an image from your blog or about your blog, is there a way to add a link in the post?
Yeah. Yep. Just have a link of where it is. So for instance, if you have
the link in the description,
you can have the link in the description, and then just if you have a blog, just get the URL from the blog and put that either at the end of the description or somewhere in.
Yeah, I can help you work on that. Just ask me.
He'll interpret what we're talking.
And next week, if you start to do either next week or in the future, if you need help to show, I'll be happy.
Sure.
So,
okay, is it worth going? Oh, we haven't done a blog for a while.
It's been a
2
while.
months,
right? I did one 2 months ago.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But it's been
a while.
We shoot for monthly, but
so I guess we got to come up with a new one. Okay, so here's a question about blog. Is there a minimum number of words that they should be?
Not really. This actually gets to a question that somebody asked me that I thought that would be good here too. So somebody asked me last week, Google does not like AI content,
right,
but they're okay with AI chatbots. Why is that the case? And so before I answer that question, let me ask you all, does anybody have an answer?
Does anybody have what?
An answer.
Have an answer for why does the search engines, I'm saying Google, but the search engines in general, why do they not like AI content, but you can have AI chatbots on your website? Why is that okay?
Well, I don't even know what an AI chatbot is.
The chatbot provide service and answer questions and keep people on your website longer while resourcing the data from your website. I'm assuming it's just a additional layer of assistance. And so I think they would feel like your website's more timely responsive over, older content being on it. I'm assuming that's why.
And they probably want content that you've created to be original, not artificial.
Exactly. And that's actually the answer, is because if you use AI, it's information that the search engines already know. That's like their own information. Yeah, it's like they're referring their own information, so they don't need to refer you to anybody, because remember, the content on your site or a blog, that stuff you want to end up in search for. And so if you type in a search term, they're not going to refer AI content because it's content that the AI or the search engines already have access to and they know, and they want to show you as an expert. So by you having original content, they're referring it to you because they're making you look like the expert. Okay. Whereas a chatbot, they're already on your website. Usually a chatbot is FAQ, frequently asked questions, to help anybody understand what the site is about, understand like office hours or, costs, what like project type, general information, where they're not heading to your website for a chatbot, but they're heading to your website for the content and for the blog and all that. So, yeah.
So back to the minimum words. I just heard,
Okay,
somebody who helped us blog a couple of years ago said it probably should be 1,000 words. Is that?
I would say, okay, that's actually a loaded question. So that's why I said there really isn't, because if you have 1,000 words of just fluff,
right,
it's a waste of time.
Right. No, we try not. Try not to have fluff. We try to make but still, that's a lot.
Yeah. So it's more vital that whatever the topic is, and this is one of the reasons that I'm having you do the Google Analytics now, so you can get the information. So when we get into analytics, you actually know what the people in your area are typing in to find you. Because first of all, you want to blog about the things that your end user are interested in, not what you think they want, but what they're actually typing in. So whatever it is that you're blogging about, however long it takes for you to adequately answer that, whatever the topic is what I say how long the blog should be. So that's why I said it's hard to say it should be 1,000. It should be, that's a general rule of thumb that it should take to answer whatever the topic is adequately. But honestly, you may be able to do it in 800 words. You may be able to do it in 600 words. I mean,
and that would be better in my opinion, but because that's less to read. But
you may need 5,000 words, to be honest. I mean, it just depends honestly on the topic, on what you're writing about. So what should determine that is answering whatever that topic is that you're blogging about, answering it adequately. Because that's what the search engines are going to look at. How comprehensive have you answered that topic? That's how we're going to refer to it. It's not so much on how many words it is, but are you answering what they're actually asking?
And then some of those blogs we did, I mean, we put a lot of effort into them, but I feel like we probably need to update them. Like what is the, kitchen remodel costs? And we talked about different things, like a small or a medium, large or whatever. So can we just refurbish that? Is that effective?
Yeah. Yes. And what you can also do what in the SEO terms we actually call a pillar post, and that's a comprehensive post where it's on a topic, but then it may either link to other aspects, either on your site or other blogs, but it's a comprehensive where if you talk about cabinetry, that's just a broad topic, but there's a lot of things in cabinetry. You may talk about the color, the style, the look,
backlink to what's the difference between face frame and full access.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All of that stuff.
Yeah.
So
a short post that links to your previous blog post.
Right. So if you have a comprehensive post like that, that honestly can eat up having to do 4 or 5 in a month or 4 or 5 in a few months. If it's comprehensive like that, because it's going to have a lot of information and it's going to link to either other pages on your site, it's going to link to other blogs because you may talk about cabinetry, but then it looks at color, but you may already have a blog on there that talks about the different types of colors in cabinetry. And so you can link to that. So, yeah.
Okay.
This is good.
Yeah.
All right. Makes sense. And there's a site that I had wanted to share with you all too. Is called, well, there's a few sites actually. So let me share my screen. this is called GT Metrics. This is for anybody not working with agency or a marketing agency. You can type in your website here. It'll give you a complete analysis of your site at a high level and tell you what's right and wrong with the site. And it's going to hand you a score as well. It's going to hand you a score on the site. So this is another site. Like I said, do not get overwhelmed. You know, because it will hand you a score. It's going to be from A to F. Obviously, A is good. F is not so good. But the information, and I'm going to just so we can do, let me head here and just do one so you can see. And not anybody on here. Let me do, and I'll just head to this site. I don't even know who they are. I'll pick the site at random, okay? Just so we can see. Wait, let me slide this out the way so I can see their website. Get to their website, copy it, go to GT Metrics. Okay, I don't know who this is. I had picked them at random, okay? So it's going to take about a minute or so to understand what the website is, and it's going to hand you a score. But what you're after more so than the score is the data on why, because this is how the search engine view your site. And so you can understand at a high level what they're saying they like about it and what they're saying they do not. Okay. So it should come up any second now. But what I'm after, okay, so they have a D. Okay, so what I'm after more so, this information here is to understand, okay, in the medium and low, they're actually showing the pages on your site that they feel are issues or that you may have either have an issue or not, okay? So let's look at performance. So you can see here that they're saying what's happening, and they're having a speed issue. That may be because of the images are not optimized or anything like that. But it helps you understand at a high level how the search engines view your website. Ultimately, you want to try to be in the range of a A or a B. That's usually where you're starting to get good with search. Like I said, don't overwhelm yourself with this. This is more so on the SEO side, where SEO, if you're SEO on your website, you'll need to know to enhance a lot of this. But at a basic level, this is just how you understand how the search engines view your site. If you have an F, don't worry. Like I said, the main thing that's going to help you right now, Google Business Profile. Google Business Profile. I'm just, like I said, I'm handing you an overview of SEO. So this is just in how search views your site. But at a minimum level, just to understand what's happening, and you can put your site in here. And if you have any questions about this, I can answer them and let you know what they're doing. But a lot of this, especially on this side, when you get into any of this here, when you start getting into this is getting into the technical aspect of, like, it may be some code that may not be happening completely right. This, I would say, don't worry as much on this. This is not going to be that much of a hindrance as is focusing on Google Business Profile, because that is where, like I said, because that's how you end up in the map area. Like where the Google Business Profile is how you're going to end up. Okay, even if your site is an F, even if you don't have a website, if you have a Google Business Profile, this is how you end up. Okay, so that's why I said this month, even though we're talking about SEO at a high level, I'm not getting in the weeds on your website per se. That's when we'll talk more about website stuff and all that when we get into the month on website and when we get into the month on analytics. That's when I'll talk more about the website. But for SEO purposes, this is really about Google Business Profile to help you end up on maps. Okay, because the map section, you can end up here in about 6 weeks to 8 weeks if you start to do a lot of the exercise, like I said, posting. Whereas like with the SEO, if you're at an F or whatever, it's gonna take months, if not a year, to end up there. I don't want you to put a whole lot of time into that because honestly, ROI, return on investment, putting all of that time into it, you'll get a faster ROI this than you would on SEO. So that's why I want you to put the time on this and not so much. I'm just showing you tools for SEO, just so you know. But this month, focus on Google Business Profile. Okay? Do not overwhelm yourself about all the images you have on your website, Sharon, and renaming them. Yes, you want to do that, but take your time on that. What you want to focus on, Google Business Profile and the posts, making sure you post once a week on that. I can almost guarantee in about 8 to 10 weeks, if you keep this up, in about 8 to 10 weeks, you're going to see a dramatic change in terms of calls, foreign submissions, and all. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
All right. And I know we just hit the hour mark, but if anybody has any other questions, let me know.
I just have one quick question. You kind of had the 4 areas of different things to post on, like in the Google Business Profile. Like, so say I want to like highlight one of the owners, I just put their picture there with a little description.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, and that way, like when someone Googles Sims, they'll see our website with projects, and then they'll see a person. And okay, I just feel like.
And if you can make and you don't have to by no means. What I'm about to say, you don't have to. But if you can have a lifestyle image of him having fun, or whoever, if it's the owner or one of your staff members or whoever, if it could be like a lifestyle image, whether they're out fishing or bowling, just to have more interest. Now, if you don't have any of those images, don't worry about it.
I was just trying to like wrap my brain around like why you would put it there. That's
okay.
Like,
yeah, and so that's really just to have. So there's 2 reasons. One is to have consistent, so you have something to post about, because and then 2, you're actually having the end user, because a lot of the times the end user they'll interview you and others, but by you having your team out there, they're starting to understand who you are, and they're starting to relate to you and your team. And so now they have more of a relationship, because at the end of the day, yes, they want to have a service, but they want to work with individuals or companies they know, like, and trust.
Sure.
If you have an image on there where they're out at Mirror Lake, and I'm just making up stuff, and then you have somebody say, "Oh man, I was at Mirror Lake last week," I may have something in common with that person, and it may land me more apt to work with you over the other one.
Click into your website and look into you more. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. I was just trying to like wrap my brain around that concept.
Yeah.
So
and you don't have to do anything on the owners or the staff. It's just some options, but
if you
just want to get into a habit of having topics and you want to always have something on there about the projects, obviously. But then every now and then you want to bring in human elements, whether it be of your staff or team and or of the community. Like if you have a festival happening, or if you're volunteering or anything like that, you want to bring that in every now and then, because that's the aspect that a lot of end users want to know. They just want to know.
Sounds good. Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. Okay.
It's enough information to absorb.
Like I said, Sharon, do not worry about all the images on your website. Take your time.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
You all have a good week.
Yeah, you too. All right. Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon. Okay. Bye.